Yay, we're here!
Yay!
At least somewhat.
A little bit.
Estamos aquí.
So it's been 4 weeks now? Head up to. I heard there was some sort of an, but it was my fault. Oh, it was my fault, but that's okay.
We weren't good.
I just did. Like 8 of them.
All I do is point fingers.
But we are back for a healing heist, or at least the beginning of it now. Last week we got into town. There was events that happened. What are each of your highlights of what happened last week? What you highlighted of something you found?
So, the main thing that I remember is just the dream of Cirrus Cestus Tindalin. I sat there studying him, waking up to that, and I'm gonna help him. We're gonna do this. We're gonna depose bad people and use good people. Theoretically.
Speaking of using people, one of my highlights of the session, other than the dream and after dream sequence, was definitely Cirrus starting to radicalize some people and start encouraging them to organize. You know.
The usual.
The usual.
And then you did actually find out his name as well.
Yes. The guy I was talking to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Kane Stoutfish.
Sounds good. And then Whitney, did you have any particular highlights?
I saw a play. And I liked it a
I
lot.
forgot about the play.
You liked most of it.
That's true. I liked most of it until it stopped making sense. You can't fly underwater.
Oh yeah.
Jump. The person with wings, she knows.
Strong feelings.
And new goal. Show you a penguin.
You don't count. They don't have feathers.
She hasn't
Yes,
gone
they
that-
do.
She hasn't
They are
gone that far
birds.
more. I believe there was a discussion about them being mammals recently.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's a story for another time.
Penguins are birds.
If you want to hear my story, contact me on Twitter at sentimental_boy.
You know how to spell that.
And you definitely know how to spell that.
Boy,
If you spend any time on the internet, you know how to spell it.
I spend no time.
That's
I have never been on
I'm done. I'm fired.
Are so sentimental?
replace that A with an I, and you got it.
That one?
Sentimental.
Sentimental.
We got to the city and
Also follow me.
the only.
made friends with the elf boy.
And like my
Whose
bad
name I
jokes.
forget.
Sorry, I'm interrupting.
The elf boy, yep.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Xander.
It wasn't.
Xander Ferengray.
We bonded with Xander.
That was going to be the only other thing I said that was a particular note, other than just enjoying octopus fillets and
Yeah,
other things. But,
just enjoying the town.
oh, and of course, don't forget the oyster shots.
The oyster what?
The oyster
I
shop.
was going to say cocktails,
Oh.
and I stopped halfway, so I only said cock. But it's a
Oyster
shot.
Come on.
Coke.
No, we're talking about chickens. It's fine.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Technically, we're talking about alcoholic drinks, so whatever.
We're not 12. Fine.
Oh, I'm a 13-year-old boy.
I'm 2 13-year-old boys.
Hey, sucker.
So are you.
Don't
Anyway.
Secret.
Safe.
Okay, yeah. So, nightmares, bonding with Bard Boy. I did enjoy that. Or he's not really a bard, is he? He's a bro. But Bard family, I don't know what he is.
He's the drummer boy.
He's a Bard boy.
Because everybody knows you don't need to be good at music to play the drums. He's probably a baseless.
Oh god.
Let's be honest.
He's good at the.
Skill.
Yes.
What base do you mean?
The upright base.
I think he meant.
I meant
both.
like
Yeah.
He went the fish.
Which also takes. But anyway.
yeah, he plays the wide mouth.
Man, if you
Oh,
can.
tonight's gonna be great, you guys.
Been a while.
And we're not even drunk.
True, we're not.
I also have some.
But if you want us to be,
It's
Uh,
not
you're
gonna
Joke's
gonna
on
have
you,
to pay us
suckers.
a bunch.
I'll hire someone to be drunk if you pay us enough.
You can hire me if you want.
Okay, I'll give you half of what they give me.
So you guys have a rough night.
Anyway,
Yeah, we have a rough night.
I have a very rough night. I don't think I get any more sleep after that.
Do you stay awake on purpose, or is it more rolling?
It's more of a tossing and turning
Okay.
thing.
In the morning, you start hearing people up and about in the common area. Not your guys' common area, but the large common area. Do we remember what that inn was called?
It,
I didn't bring it. I didn't.
Did I just call it the primary inn?
I
It was
think you
something like
did.
that.
It was, yeah.
And that's the name we stuck with.
You guys asked if it was the name, and I said it is now. So if that wasn't it, for
It is
continuity's
now.
sake, it is now again.
My favorite kind of continuity.
The one where I should have written it down a month ago. Yeah, it's the best kind of continuity. I'm pretty sure that's right anyway, but
It was something like that, if not that.
oh, close.
there we go. But that's where we're at here. People start waking up. They're in the large common area, the table, the common area. You can see a bunch of them gathering in groups. You're expecting the last of. Let's see. You guys are expecting the Dragonborn's group today, and you actually do see that they are in the common area, like they got in early.
Oh, nice.
So they are here.
Low Corin.
The festival, you can hear there's still kind of some festival celebrations going on, but it doesn't seem like it's active festival time right now. Kind of just there was no events for today, so it's just kind of market time.
Yeah. Gotta sell all those wares. You don't want to lug them back home. Ugh.
But as soon as you get up, you see that a server actually sees you guys leaving your room and leaves, and shortly later brings in some breakfast on a
Nice.
Mm.
That's what I like to see. Good service. I go say hello to Corin.
I go say hello to Arla.
Corin, as you're walking over, just kind of nods, and then you see him kind of shake his head, then look at you, and then nod.
That's her. Hello. Hello there.
I'm in my new outfit that I bought that actually matches.
Arlo totally starts grilling out with you.
Oh my gosh!
Look at that! You found a mic magic outfit! I know!
Things that are clothes.
have stores!
Yeah.
So.
Did you find it here?
No, we stopped at what?
It wasn't the city. Wait, was it the capital?
I think it was the capital because we met what's his face's friend.
Yeah, but I think that we only went to the one shop in the capital, and it was one of those expensive places.
I stopped at two.
We definitely stopped at a second
Did we?
one. But I thought
was
it was in
that
the city.
here or in the capital?
It was at the same time, so
It
if it was in the
Well,
capital,
does this continuity matter? Find out next time on. Wait.
in the next 5 minutes. Okay, you bought clothes.
I
Nice.
bought clothes. They're cute and brown
And brown.
with pink details.
Ooh,
There you go.
very noticeable.
Very gingerbread.
What?
Gingerbread man is what I imagine when you say brown and pink details, including like the seams have like wavy like piping.
I
on
was
them.
thinking wavy
and-
but not piping.
Anyway.
Embroidery.
She's very excited for you. When you walk up, though, Nesta just rolls her eyes and walks to the other end of the table. Corin says, "Anything we're talking about?"
Just saying hellos.
He nods, and then just kind of starts staring off into a different direction.
I go do very basic pleasantries to the rest of his group, like.
Yeah, everyone just kind of nods to you.
Yeah.
It looks like the gnome is working on some potions or some kind of thing, is what it looks like. And everyone else, it looks like a breakfast, except Carla. Our good friend.
Talia.
Yes, Talia Crow. So, Merrick hasn't arrived yet.
He's
But
not.
everybody
yet.
else is here.
Yes.
Okay. We have any plans for this day? You doing all right, man?
Cirrus has been, he loaded up a plate with all sorts of food. He's been staring this whole time.
The usual.
You know,
I also eat food with my.
totally normal, healthy way to deal with things. So,
I'm done grilling out with Carla. I go and sit by. I pull a really dry, either a feather or a dry leaf out of my hair and give it to you,
And-
trying to cheer you up.
he looks up and he grabs a leaf and he goes, "Thank you so much. Beautiful."
Is it the hand motion and everything?
Is it? No, he doesn't do the hand motion. But I was just demonstrating that it's an on purpose
Yeah, no, I get you.
it's happy face time. Would you prefer it be a feather or a leaf?
Feather.
A feather. He sticks it through, or no, he finds a pin in his hair or something, and he pins it to his shirt front. Says, "Thank you so much. This will be excellent with my ensemble today." And we'll take a big old bite of some, I don't know, eggs or potatoes maybe,
Mash.
and then just kind of space out and stare at the wall and chew.
Cut it up.
A little while later, Corin walks over to you and asks, "Have you already counted the grains?"
Which ones?
He gestures to the wall that you were looking at and says, "On that wall."
27 on the board directly in front of me. And there's if my math is right, there's, I don't know, 1 billion grains of rice in that bowl. You should probably count.
I'll recount them.
Oh.
And then he pats you on the back and walks away.
Oh, such a sweetie. Anyway.
Real weird.
What?
Corin just got weird.
This is the
Why do you just randomly count things like that?
He's teaching us to be perceptive.
Yeah.
Because that's how you be perceptive.
That's how he be.
You know what?
I mean, it works. I still like him. It's fine.
I'm not sure if he's actively counting them or if he just notices while spacing.
He might have some obsessive compulsive tendencies that happen to be helpful in a lot of cases.
However,
Or maybe not.
not too long after you guys are about finished, the door opens big and wide, just busts open, and you see Merrick standing there with a big old grin on his face. He says, "I'm here early.
the
Didn't
man of the
expect
hour.
that, did you?" And everyone looks at him, and you can see some obvious, rolled eyes coming from a couple different places.
I just have a grin on my face.
Some people look just genuinely happy too, but there's obviously kind of a feeling of
I bet Nesta rolled her eyes right out of her head.
no longer has eyes. Yeah.
There you go. Rolling down the street.
But most of the group looks like they're just kind of looking over and Merrick is
Our
sitting
fearless
with
leader.
kind of like he's got his cane in this hand and his other one kind of in a gesturing motion. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Bob.
Yeah, we just do the polite clap. Like,
He tilts his head at you with a little bow, and then walks in and says, "Well, now that our..." And also does a little nod to you. Not a bow at this point, though.
just as he's talking, just like,
Notice me, please, senpai.
He walks in, and says, "Perfect. We've got everyone here. Good. First order of business." And he kind of slaps a piece of paper down on the ground, and says, "I've got a basic note here. Now, if you look on there," he puts it down on the table and says, "Take a look at this." And you guys can just see kind of this basic schematic. In the middle, everything looks much more crisp, and you can see it much better. On the outside, it kind of looks a little less certain.
Oh, see.
He says, "I stopped at one of my acquaintances' locations earlier and was able to get this schematic of the main floor. It's only a start, but it is a start." He gestures and says, "Here at the east side is where it looks like they have the multicolored glass panes, as well as their general meeting location there. They have a couple business offices to the right and left of the main hallway to get in, and this is the general shape of the outside of it. Now, much more than that, I'm not sure. My friend thought that there was housing on the main floor as well for some of the higher ranking, which would lead to the possibility of the second floor being lower ranking.
basement?
There is a basement. He thought it would likely be the same as most of them, just simple, an embalming location, and then likely goes into some catacombs. But I've never explored any catacombs.
Not vaults. Not where they would store the...
No, I don't. Not from what he said, but he also said he hasn't been down there and wouldn't know. So it's possible that it could be down there. What?
We're getting the helm. That's what we're
I
looking
forgot what item we were working on.
This one is the.
It's been a while, folks. Bear with us.
Cat with me.
We are out of practice.
No, that's okay. We had a brief pause in everything. But so he puts that down on the table and then
Nice.
and kind of gestures to the room and says, "Anyone else have any information?" And everyone just kind of, most everyone looks around and just kind of shrugs. However, Rolf Fair and Gray kind of does that little throat clear, kind of half raises his hand and says, I know a young man who's joined in with that cathedral. I can speak with him later today, but I don't know anything." And Merrick nods and says, "Perfect. If anyone has any contacts, or if you just need to go and search the spot out, really anything at this point is going to be beneficial. We don't have a lot more information to go off on. We know the helm is here. Know that there's quite a few priests and quite a few soldiers guarding the building. It's pretty much the extent of it at this point."
The Greylark? My notes are a little bit vague on that.
The weird
The
royal
rich
family?
The rich family.
Or-
Ship their private guards in. They're not locals and aren't necessarily believers. And there's more than a little bit of friction between them and official church guards. There might be a way we could leverage.
Perfect. That sounds like a great idea. Even just to cause a commotion could be
Just
something.
a bit of a distraction, maybe. Yeah.
Build it up. Start getting it going. Make it so they maybe pull troops from there. Just minor things. Just any amount of troops we can pull away, or even if it does turn into a big event, just try to know when that snap is going to happen, and we can use that.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect. Sounds good. Well, sounds like we've got a starting point at least. You work on that. Everyone else, contact anyone you can. We'll continue meeting here as soon as possible. Till then, I have more contacts to meet. And he kind of just does a quick hand wave and walks back out the door.
Good.
I want to cast a minor illusion a couple times where I'm trying out different like sets of like not priest clothes, but like guards clothes and stuff. I'm like, how's this look? And I'm getting the opinion from
How tall are you?
from Corin. I'm 5'11".
There's 11 inches of you, which is mostly your head. But that wouldn't fit into a...
Oh, not minor illusion. Not minor
Oh,
illusion.
disguise
my
self.
my
You're
disguise
right.
self. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
I said it
Sorry.
wrong.
No, but you got it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I should have remembered that. It was
Yeah,
disguise.
I'm trying a couple like different faces, and like things like Corin. How's this look?
Corin looks over and he generally will just say one or two things. Usually it's not too abstract, but occasionally he'll say something like, "You know that cross has 5 stitches less, right?"
Okay.
Yeah, I would work on that. They'll notice.
Okay, noted. Yeah, so I'm just practicing that for the first little bit with Corin.
He goes through. Like I said, he kind of gives you advice, and
Yeah.
he mentions things like, "Oh, they've recently changed that style. It's actually tighter around the sleeves now than it used to be," things like that. Yeah. Does anyone else? Well, I guess at this point, we've been in this city here for a day, but you've been to this city. Do any of you know anyone?
Only people I know would probably be in the market.
That's fine.
Traveling traders.
Info
Yeah.
is info.
So that'd be the only place I could even think of. Most of my people are just my halfling kin that I was kind of adopted into. And I saw halflings at the market. They might know something.
Yeah, there's definitely. There were definitely halflings.
Yes. Did I recognize them at the time? I don't think so, but halflings know halflings.
Especially this far.
Yeah. This ain't their land.
um,
It's one of those just like kinships that you automatically get. You're like, oh yeah, we're wearing striped shirts.
Same hat.
same hat.
So
Whitney, do you know anyone that might be in this town?
I know some like traveling like vagabonds that be here for the festival.
Well, so it sounds like both of you would probably be see if there's any potential, potential acquaintances that actually. And then you've made a new acquaintance. Is there anyone that you think would be here that you know already? Or probably not.
I don't think that I have any pen pals. Though I might have some who live in some nearby cities. I might want to write to them. Especially to start laying some groundwork for future stuff. Might be.
Okay. Perfect. Sounds good. From there, I guess let's go to the market.
Market day.
Yeah.
Okay.
After practicing a couple things, I'll go get my clothes on, staff. It's like, hey,
What is the
Go see if we
postal
can meet anybody.
situation in this country?
Things can be. You can typically find a station somewhere where it's an actual sent with magic, with the spell message kind of an idea. That typically works as a low failure rating is idea, but there is a stipulation typically in the minor contract that they write up that because they don't know the person, there's always the possibility that your description of them get it.
Mhm.
Other than that, there is like kind of a courier system by horseback.
Probably that would take longer.
With this being a city, there's likely more postal style things.
Mhm.
The smaller cities sometimes have any carry going in town, kind of a.
Mhm.
And there's always the traveling, or the traveler's code postage style, where
Mhm.
I'll give you this
Where-
amount of money
Yeah.
now if you'll take this with you to there, and they'll pay you that amount as well, certainly. Kind of thing.
Mhm.
So, but this country does have the courier system is sponsored, not actually owned by the country, but is enforced. Might be a good word. A little harshly. By that I mean that if anything happened to the postal service, they would look into it a little bit, a little more research. So.
Oh, too bad I don't have any money.
I have money.
I have money.
You can always ask.
Want some?
I would love some money. Man,
Here
money
you
means
go.
nothing to us. I don't know how much it costs to send a letter yet, so I won't ask for money yet.
I'm stashing.
I should
my
probably
money.
write a couple.
You were also told that there's basically a stipend for each of
Oh, that's good.
because you have to pay for the operations, and that's
Mhm.
basically Bill and Sykin's job. So
Yeah.
Speak with them or Merrick, and they can generally get you amounts of money.
Nice.
Maybe not huge magic items amounts of money,
Mhm, but operating costs.
operating costs.
Okay, I guess I should do that. I'll meet you guys at the market.
Mhm.
I need to stick around here for a minute. Where did Bill go? Mhm.
So Bill is here. He is looking somewhat half asleep at sitting at the table
Don't
eating
blame him.
food.
Does this inn have anything with caffeine in it? Or other stimulants?
Have these berries
one
that look
doesn't.
like eyes. Watermelon. Like
Oh, really?
an eye-looking berry.
But the answer is they don't seem.
Oh.
It appears that this island.
Whoa!
That's actual black eyeball. It's weird.
That's funny. But no, there are no
Holy
eyeballs.
Fuck, man. That's so cool.
The person that you ask
Mhm.
mentions that they may be able to acquire a stimulant, and there's one that comes from the island, the west, but all trades have ceased with them since they're attacking.
Mhm.
So we
So
can't
it
get
is
any
very
tea from
rare to get any.
Thank you. I'll go and I'll just sit the bill.
Bill is sitting and eating, and kind of like flips his fork around in between stops and looks at you.
Oh,
That kind of night.
I may or may not have spent through all of my operating.
He goes into a bag to the like a satchel kind of a thing on his side, pulls it out, and you see a bunch of basically ledgers,
Okay.
and says, "What are you looking to get?"
I'm planning on writing some letters to contacts I have in cities that we're likely to hit.
Carrier, postal, or arcane?
Most likely carrier. Arcane isn't securing.
Write
Or-
it down.
Too many people know.
Says expected cost.
I don't know. How much does mail cost in this city?
Like this. he just kind of goes into his bag and grabs some gold coins, puts it in your hand. It feels like about 10, 15 or so.
Yeah, that should be.
And he says, if that's not enough, that should be enough. And if it's not enough, then it is enough. Just let them know.
Sounds good.
And he like writes in his ledger and then puts that back into the bag.
I'll try to stretch this as far as I can for its fill. I might end up needing to buy a couple rounds of drink. Some people that I might be trying to get to riot, but
You know.
we'll
He heard the story.
we'll burn that bridge when we get to it.
He continues nodding and says, well, if I'm not awake, I can will be. Let us know. If it's after dark, you might not be able to catch us.
That's fair. If it's after dark, then there are other ways of making money.
Nods, and he says, oh, I'm well aware.
Anyway, have a good breakfast, Bill.
Kind of salutes his fork at you and then keeps eating.
And then I'm gonna just spend some time writing letters, so let's skip to you.
So we're in the market. Still really busy. So everything is going pretty crazy, just like it was before. There's obviously no direct activities, and a lot of the kind of big stands and things that were there look like they're going down a bit more. Still a lot of merchants everywhere in the area.
I'm looking for yellow Carbachi.
Okay. Okay. Okay, sounds good. So.
Or very colorful canopy patchwork. I know these people from my crow days.
Okay.
Do they know you from your crow day?
They would, yes. I do have something with me, on me, that would.
And what are you looking for? Just halflings in general?
I'm looking for a halfling, and then I'm going to start asking about the Swift Whistle Caravan.
Okay. Okay, he's the owner.
Well, it's the name of the family of the caravan group.
Okay.
Because I don't know which one is here. If there are any Swift Whistles.
That's fair. Sounds good. So after looking for a while, you do find some tents that look about like what you're thinking. So they're kind of you see them a little bit more outside of the city than inside the city, but you do see kind of a collection of tents that fits what your mind is thinking. As for you, asking around, even some of the people, asking some of the merchants in general, and any of the halflings, you get a general. A lot of them say that they thought they saw them at one point or another, until you do finally find someone who says, "Oh, they just left about 20 minutes ago. They left the city, heading." And he points, pinky points north and says, "Just north, not too far. They could only be like a mile ahead of you, especially with those wagons."
You coming with me? I'm going to go for a jog.
And you guys are off.
Yeah, we're going to go for a nice jog.
As soon as we're like out of the city,
I don't know if
and
they have
away
any
from
information.
people, I'm gonna fly.
Cool.
I
So
would
as soon as you guys get away from things, you start flying. You guys are running. It really, that guy's approximation seems to have been about right, because you guys run for maybe 40 minutes total, and then you see their cavern, or you see a bunch of the caravan, at least the one that was likely referenced just ahead of you.
make our announcement. Like,
You didn't shout.
I call out a phrase that they knew because I used to be a guard for them. So hopefully they recognize it still.
You see the caravan stop, and a couple guards kind of turn around and are looking in your direction. They look like they're at ease. But they're just kind of looking in that general direction. But it looks like all the caravan is kind of settled and stopped, and a couple other people are kind of coming toward them. As you approach, you do recognize someone who's there. You recognize it as one of the sons of the coroner, not of the whistle that you were thinking.
Bob! That's his name.
That's both their names?
Yes, this is Glob Jr.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Oh.
You crow on my shoulder?
Yep.
Glob Jr. See a big old smile come on his face, and he says, "Older brother!"
Ah.
And he walks up and he does a handshake, kind of a half hug.
Like, I thought I missed you. If I would have realized you were in town earlier, I would have stopped by.
If I knew you were in town, I would have hired you.
Ah. I could have used the money, but besides the point. How have you been?
Business is booming. Dad sent each of the sons out on their own now.
Ah, are you all here in the country?
Oh, I'm in this country. Dad's here too. He actually settled down in one of the cities. I always forget the name. Something to do with there's horses there, I think. He only recently settled down. He brought us all together and told us we needed to go on our own.
Ah, well, that explains all these new faces. Motion to the...
He nods and says, "Yeah, it's been rough, but I think Dad was just getting tired of it. Tired of going everywhere all the time. He opened up a little shop, and we stopped by there. And, well, we stopped by because we were told if we didn't, there would be one of the 9 hells to pay, but he didn't say which one."
We know which one. I flash him a number.
He just laughs.
Yeah.
And says, "Oh, it's good to see you. Good to see you. That's not a code that we've used in a long time, you know."
I haven't seen you in a long time. I'm happy you guys stopped. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, he gestures back there and he says, "They were with Dad before he retired, and I don't think you'd recognize them, but we were still using the same code at the time."
That's fair. That's fair. Well, I was hoping to catch up. What wares are you selling now?
Oh, a bit of this, a bit of that. I would say primarily particular wonders might be what people would call them. Little things. I've gotten into trying to explore the ancient ruins, but they're hard to find. You got me started on that with your stories.
Hey, if you find anything of value, I might be willing to purchase something.
The only thing I've got right now from one of those ruins is a vase that, well, I don't know what it does, but I've been told by a couple different magicians that there's some magic to it.
Well, I'm not looking for any magic vases, unfortunately. But maybe if I ever know somebody who is, I'll send them your way. Are you based anywhere?
No. I mean, the best I could say based anywhere is Dad's shop. What is that town? You see him kind of squint his head a little bit, and like he's looking through some mail, it looks like. Trying to, or like some papers and things, trying to find what he's looking for. And he squints at one of them, like I am currently doing right now.
Yes. You're just very good acting. That's all.
And he says, "Oh, the town's called Kamequian." Yeah, it's one of those big towns. It's got one of their fancy smancy temples there.
Ah, yes. Well, I'll have to visit him. You don't know much about this town, do you? This is my second day here.
Been through here a couple times. They he points towards the ocean and says they are very, very stingy about water travel through that area. You have to be careful. They have very frequent guards going through there, that family over there.
Ah, yes, for the octopuses.
He nods and says, yeah,
Octopuses.
that's it exactly.
My character says like 7 different ways though.
They're the primary ink supplier for this whole country, and many others too. So it's sometimes I get a good price from them just to take some inks out of here and buy some from them. So the price, if I leave the country, that gets even more expensive. Good income.
Hey, while you're here, you might as well buy some stuff, right?
I
As long
bought
as-
some of the
yeah.
ink.
As long as you can sell it, it's worth it.
And I always buy at least one wagon of the ink. It's always worth the money. Just have to be a little careful because glass does break. Well, you said you're not hired. You're not being hired.
No, I'm here. I'm here with a couple others. They're using my services right now. If I wasn't under contract, I'd be willing to travel with you, but you seem like you have good enough protection.
He nods and says, "Oh yeah, not always as personable as some of the guys." And he like glances at one bigger dude, who's just kind of standing a little far off, doing guard things, I guess. No, not that kind of guard things. I don't think. I think like guarding or like watching.
Watching.
Ah, the ever most useful skill. Watch. No.
Yeah, okay.
Watching.
Staring at a butterfly. Yeah.
He says, "Well, if you need anything, I generally travel in this country. Only occasionally leave, so I can sell some of the inks just a little outside of the country. But usually you can. I'll ask around. You can find out how long or when I was last. So that might give.
Yeah. Do you go by a new name now?
Not same name. We all go by that same name. We all consider ourselves still part of the Swift
Whistles.
the Swift Whistle Company party.
Okay. Perhaps I can sell you or get you to sell some of my items if I ever find any more. I don't have anything right now, but
I'm sure I could.
yeah.
We gave them to someone.
Okay.
I don't think I pulled them out yet.
Oh, we
We just talked
intended
about
to
it.
Nope.
show them to
I erased them, so I gave them as part of the stipend money.
Oh, that's funny. Cool.
I think we gave them to whoever acts as our fence.
Yeah.
When we first
I
got
think you just
here.
gave it to Bill or something.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
like, yeah, this is a...
And he's like, yeah, I can sell this.
Yeah, I think he was just like, I could sell this. I think he said that this is pretty classic depictions for this area.
Yeah.
And especially for starting artists or something like that. But anyway.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I do not have them because I erased it.
He said he would get us money because it's outside of what the group stuff.
Yeah, just hasn't sold it
Yeah.
yet.
And
Takes time.
needless to say, I have another person to sell stuff to.
Man, he says, well, if we run into you again, I'd love to hire you. Keep that in mind. And if those friends of yours just want to come, just more guards, more people is always good for business as far as traveling safety goes.
Sounds good.
Hey.
Just talk. You in bird form still?
For like another maybe 5 minutes.
he
I'm gonna,
You
yeah.
taught your bird to talk?
Oh, this is one of my companions, actually.
You a druid?
Something like that, yes.
I've heard of the druids.
It is
Oh.
easier to fly here than run. As you see, I kind of winded.
You're right, I can.
Yeah.
He says, well,
I'm happy to see you, Bug. Safe journeys.
nods and he says, wish I could do more. See ya.
I'll keep an eye out. If you see me and you need help, though, always feel free to reach out. I probably won't be in this city much longer, but Who knows?
Nods and just does a hand motion and the wheels start, or the wagons start going again. I don't know what one. Probably not this one, but
It
but
was,
a hand motion. It could have been any. I'm guessing you're planning on going back to the tents.
Yeah.
you have to run back now.
Yep.
Fly fast. Fly, you fool.
I do have a 50 fly speed.
Means that if you dash,
You could get pretty far ahead of him real quick.
well, especially since you have rogue levels, right? So you can just move 150.
Basically.
Yeah, if you want to fly back without me.
Fast as a flying
That-
bird.
Yeah, that's pretty dang fast.
I like whack you with my beak and say bye.
I'm gonna use one of my 3 breasts or things of flying.
When you
And I'm trying to fly
fast
after.
fly.
No,
How fast can you go?
I get a fly speed of 30
Oh,
for 10 minutes.
It'll probably take you that. If you're trying to run back, it'll take you the same 40
Yeah.
minutes.
So this one's less exerting. I only do it for that 10-minute period.
And then
I just,
20 minutes of running. Did you tell him where you were going, Upper? Nope, just you. Okay.
I'll probably just go back
And
to
you
the
were
end.
currently just writing the letters, right?
well, if it took them like more than half an hour to get out
40
there,
and 40. So
then I'm probably just leaving to go find a postal station. I've written 2 letters. One of them is to a friend and dear pen pal who lives in the city where the gem of seeing is stored.
oh, okay.
And I have not decided on what the other city is that I'm likely to send it to. We can always just say that it is a quantum letter that has to go to some place that will be useful,
It's a small town.
if you're okay with that. Yeah, like a small town outside of one of the... So now I have to go find a post station.
Yeah, walking around, asking around, you eventually are given directions to get to one of the locations. And standing outside, there's a couple guards. You're nearly certain you.
Would you like me to do a roll for this?
Yeah,
or-
roll really quick. It's you can tell it's an element.
I assume this will be probably wisdom based or intelligence based for memory.
Intelligence for memory.
Ooh, I am not a smart man. Let me see, are there any bonuses that I don't know anything either. So I am not smart and I don't know things. But that's fine.
That does not sound accurate at all.
Well, I rolled a 7.
Oh, you are 100 then. 100% certain you recognize that man. Mm-hmm.
But I'm not sure where from.
I know that guy. Why do I know that guy?
You know you recognize that guy from somewhere. Maybe it's just one of those faces.
I just... Well, regardless, I put on my double proficiency deception smile and nod and say, "Morning, gentlemen." And I walk into the postal service building.
They barely they glance, and that's
Yeah.
about it. Going into the postal service, it looks like there's just one person here, but you keep seeing people coming into the back and then bags like that. There's one person that's actually standing there. Says, "Hello there, sir. How can I help you?"
I would like to post these 2 letters.
Always, always. Where is it going to? Or I guess, have you written anything on them? The instructions?
like, just like names of people to give them to.
He
And,
glances at them,
Yeah.
and for the big town, there's like a kind of a, you were told a location,
kind of a
specifically.
standardized. Yeah.
Yeah, and then with the other one, it's just the name and the city. And that's all. He just nods and says, "Perfect. We'll go ahead and we'll get this taken care of for you. Let's see here. This one's gonna cost you 8 gold pieces, and this one's 6."
That is quite a lot of money. But I am also very bad with them.
They're both moderately far away.
And I am not a smart man regardless.
Just checked.
I mean, I'm average, I'm fine, but I'm,
Like, not above average.
which is unusual for a D&D character. Especially when you roll for stats the way that we did.
It's not unusual to
In fact,
roll below.
my stats are...
I rolled
considering
good
how-
stats.
How we rolled. But anyway. They're not all crap, but they're mostly.
I'm a little bit of both.
Anyway, I hand him the 2 letters and the 14 gold pieces.
He takes them and says, "Perfect. We'll make sure this gets to them as soon as possible. Horse Rider's all the way there."
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. For my handshake.
He takes his hand, puts his hand out, and shakes your hand.
And then I turn around and I flip my 1 gold coin left and go, drink.
Perfect. Sounds good. Yeah, you leave. And it looks like the guards have left at this point.
I should have an ability that lets me gather information, but I don't think I do. I'm really bad.
You've been doing it by instinct.
I really have been. Just kind of, and just leaning on my friends.
Rumors and instinct and friends.
Mhm.
It's me.
And support from the common people.
The common people often are giving you
Lots of
general
support from the common
directions.
people.
They tell you all that you
Oh, that's
You are getting to the tent village.
Yeah. Do I get there before I turn back into a human?
Even going that fast. You probably have because it would get you most. But anyway, there you are. You're now getting to that tent. Now, what are you looking at? Now, when I say village, I mean a gathering. But
So I am looking for Rhina or Natalia.
a Rhina or Natalia?
I into them as they were traveling, like my transition from
Okay.
Were you like half crow, half human at one point?
No, so I met them as a crow, and
Okay.
like my flock kind of followed them and like adopted them for a little bit,
Gotcha. Yeah.
and then I
Very-
turned into a human. Flock died, and they took me in,
Gotcha.
and then I kind of started doing.
And every once in a while, she would
Rip
kind
around.
of sneak, turn into a bird anyway because she didn't really know what she was doing yet.
I didn't really know how to control it. Yeah.
That's fair.
It was quite the time.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So looking around, you start asking these people, and you're recognizing some of the people here, so you're pretty sure that they're here. Now, what about was their age than 5 years ago? Or maybe it was probably more than that, but
Yeah.
a little bit more.
Natalia was probably like a young adult teenager. And Rhino was probably like an ish.
You are eventually able to find Rhino. And you see her, and hasn't noticed you. But you definitely see her.
I approach her. As I approach her, I say hello and offer her a weird, small carved knickknack.
I'm imagining it just like this. You're like walking straight up and going, hello!
A little bit.
Bon dia.
It was Ryla, right?
Mhm.
Okay. Ryla looks over and says, you're back! We haven't seen you in years!
I know, it's been a minute.
So good to see you, darling. So good to see you. How are you feeling? Things under control? How are your feathers? Are they good?
I'm getting much better.
Look at you! The clothes are so nice!
And somebody told me there's a store that actually purchase clothes at, and so that's what these are. They're new.
Says, we always make do with what we have. There's no need to go to actual clothing stores and buy things. You can make them, darling.
Make clothes.
Now, I know we showed you how to make some clothes. And she kind of like takes a bunch of mixed cloth and just kind of sews it together. That's a bunch of different colors.
Oh yeah,
Just like that, remember?
right. Yeah.
She gestures down at herself.
I'm not-
Patchwork clothes.
I'm not very good at that. But
An acquired skill. Well, darling, what brings you into our camp?
I was visiting the city with some friends. I made new friends.
Oh, good, darling. We've been hoping. Well, I was hoping that you would find us.
Yeah, so we're here visiting with the festival, doing some work. Job now.
A long way since barely being able to speak.
Couldn't have done it without you guys.
No, we're just a stepping stone. It's fine.
Oh, these are family.
She shakes her head and just says, well, we love to hear it. You're always welcome to come to the camp.
Where is Natalia?
Oh, you know Natalia, such a free spirit. She left. She will likely come back, but she's out doing the exploring thing, the find your own way thing.
It must be done a bit.
Yes, well, she felt it was time, so we're waiting to see her again. It's been about a year. But she had a plan. She told me about it, and I wasn't going to keep her.
Okay. Well, wish her the best.
Are you staying?
In town?
Well, in town with us, leaving with us, staying here. What is your plan? Are you going to stay for the night?
Those are good questions.
Oh man.
Trying to think if
I could
I
make
do-
dinner.
I would love to stay for dinner. But I do, I can't leave with you. But I could definitely stay for dinner.
It's fairly new now, so that gives me plenty of time.
I can help.
She nods and says, perfect, sounds good. Should we be expecting anyone else?
Yes.
He nods and says, be back at 4 in 4 hours, and we'll work on it. I'll start getting some ingredients together. You go tell your friends.
Do you need anything?
You can help when you get back.
Okay.
And you just see a big old grin on her face as she starts.
I give her a hug.
Finishes cleaning. It looks like is what she was cleaning some clothes. But yeah, she kind of like pats your arms as you give her up. Grayson, you might get back near the time that she finished.
I don't know where to find her.
No, I mean you probably get
Yeah.
back to the town at about the time she finishes that
Yeah.
conversation.
Whose name do I have written down? What of you two?
I think I don't remember whose name you erased in order to add it.
Because I know I
I
have
think you might
Bill,
have erased my name.
I have Bill and Corin.
I'm pretty sure
I'm just wandering around the market, which
I
is
think
very
you have
dangerous
mine.
because I have
Okay.
1 gold coin to my name.
Dude,
And I'm in the market.
a lot of spots in the market right now are selling at discounts. Discounts to yesterday.
Of course.
I wanna. Can I just post up on a corner and play my flute for a while?
I don't see why not.
Like, do they charge? Do you have to get a license? I ask a guard. Do I have to get a license to play?
He looks at you, looks at the area in general, and says, he kind of like leans in. This guy's definitely, he's wearing the blue, by the way. He leans in and says, still a festival.
I'm gonna post up on a corner and just kind of observe while I perform
Perfect, sounds good.
some of my country's music.
You're getting quite a bit of attention, but it seems more like a passing attention
Oh, yeah.
at this point. No one's really stopping to listen for long, just kind of, and a lot of quizzical looks as well. But
Play an alto flute. That's your friend.
are you looking up like pictures and things?
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
No, I was looking at his comment in the chat, and she became a murder hobo.
he
And I
just
was like,
commented
no, I
random.
didn't.
I notice sometimes, and I don't notice other times.
Just the out of character chatter that would normally be disruptive. You know. It's like this.
Yes. So,
Rayla or whatever her name is.
Natalia, because Brina is the
Yeah, and that's how I became a murder hobo. That's what I was typing. Because you're adventuring.
I think I hear a flute in the air. That song sounds familiar. It's that weird one that I've only heard one person.
yeah, you find it. No one has given you any coins at this point.
I don't think I even have a collection thing out.
Oh, in that case,
Yes.
I walk over and I toss a hat onto the ground in front of you, and then I flip my gold coin into it.
And I'm kind of like doing like a little jig with it, like. I'm good at
More to
performing.
keep time, but
Oh, yeah.
a little bit for performance value. of
Like,
course.
I can't get myself winded doing it because it's a flute,
Weird how that works.
but I'm good at performing. So I'm doing it. I'm like, I do like a nod and dip to
Now I'm just imagining a Pied Piper dance, but yes. Yep.
Good to see you, friend. I missed you.
I wait till the break in the song. It's kind of like a little awkward as I just like play around you. It's like,
Okay, I pick the hat, take my coin out, and put it back.
it is a pleasure to see you. How was your letters? I'm sorry, taking my flute
Fully
back apart.
written and hopefully safe.
A guard walks up to you in red clothing, states, I think I need to see your papers. Shortly after that, like, as soon as he does that, you see the blue card approaching.
I'm like, oh, I thought this was a festival.
the guard with the red embroidery, or the red on it, says, festival ended yesterday.
Oh,
I kind of take a step kind of diagonally a little bit behind him, reach behind my back for the dagger in my belt.
do I need papers if I didn't make any money?
The guard in blue gets there and just puts his hand on the other guard and says, he's already good. I gave him the okay. And the guard just turns and glares and says, "About papers?" And then the guard in blue like kind of nods and like shuffles your like gestures you guys away, and you see him like turn the other one and start talking to him.
And I disappear. I shoot down an alley.
And I go. And I walk after him. Could have taken. We could have taken.
I'd prefer not to cause a kerfuffle.
Kerfuffle?
Poison.
No. Not yet. At least wait until riots or something.
Point, isn't it? Strange. I was thinking. Who pretended to be the guard? Had an altercation. A private citizen who just happened to be armed force.
What kind of private citizen?
The kind with a lot of well-armed friends.
Money?
I don't want to get killed.
Well, that's why I get him very, very drunk.
I can have an altercation.
And it doesn't even have to be a mate. It just has to be enough that he can.
The bump of shoulders.
Yeah.
To start.
And a slur, maybe.
I can slow.
Rule for that does not support slurs of any kind.
Neither do us as people. You know, we can make this happen.
Roll for that approves of racial slurs in fictional context and only if it's for.
It's not even really approved.
I'm just kidding.
It's just
Accepts. Only fictional racial slurs.
And even then, it's really like
It's
not a good idea.
on the line.
I won't.
It's over the line for me personally. But
So the thing
anyway,
is, which person are we trying to do this to?
racism itself is not good. Anyway, which person? Oh, I was thinking, maybe my friend Kane, maybe just one of his friends.
I'm liking the sound of this more and more, the less it is with the family itself.
Oh, it would not be the family itself.
Yes.
Less.
I'm
We'll give him ideas.
gonna step into a doorway.
There.
I know.
Step into a doorway, and I do my mask of many faces, and I become the guard in red. Like, I could do that. And then I go back to myself and step out of the. You gotta keep him fresh in my mind.
What is your guys' plans at this point?
Find them and like them.
Meanwhile, we should probably gather some information
Yeah.
and lay some groundwork.
Wanna go to the cathedral?
Yeah, I can do that. I just have to, square my shoulders. Just think about our plan.
So you guys start headed towards the cathedral.
Did you have a plan for meeting back up with Talia, by the way?
Oh, well, she just flew off. I assume we had we'll see each other back at the inn.
But when? What is it with you guys? And there's no operational security. You just run off wherever you want. You told me you would be in the market, and I was here for like half an hour, and I almost spent all of my money again.
I didn't have any supervision.
I didn't have any supervision, and it was very stressful for me.
Probably. Just a mural.
And they're leaving. Yes. So.
We're heading towards the cathedral.
But
You might see us.
My
Hey,
name
do you
is in
happen
your
to have her
book.
name written down in your book?
Oh,
Could you maybe contact her?
if you'd like.
That seems like a good idea.
Do you have any ink? Okay. I'll flop over my book.
Bookman doesn't have any ink.
Dearest Talia Rome,
you hear it in that voice.
where are you?
You have 19 more words if it's a message. Oh, sending, I mean, yeah.
That's where it ends.
Okay.
I am in the market, and I am by this stand that's selling this item, and I can see this bakery that smells good. I'm
Cuts
gonna
out
go
right
look.
there.
I am this market by this stand. A couple more words. Be more precise.
So looking around you, you only see one building. And it does look like it's a market. It is actually, the building is the bakery. Everything else around here is like the put up tents, or they'll put up like the setup stands and like that. So that's the info you probably get.
Building is a bakery. Ah, can we see the bakery?
I probably would have named the bakery, but there was. But I could.
Most of these places look like they have more. But it looks like it. Looking at it a little closer, it looks like it just says someone's name. It's Luke's name.
And we can see it.
You can't see it currently.
But if we go into the market area, we can probably find it.
Give us a moment. Unless you'd rather meet us at the cathedral.
I'm buying.
Ooh.
Doesn't answer if you'd rather meet
I'm like
us.
reading over his shoulder. Ooh, sure, she'll get me one.
Will you please get Cirrus one?
Sure. I guess I'm meeting you at the what?
Runs out.
The cathedral?
Yes, that's the word I was looking for.
Should specify which entrance. Or is there only one entrance? Okay, you should specify which side.
On the
West is where the entrance is.
Which quadrant? I'll ask her. Like, do you know which quadrant you're in?
Option.
Octant? You're right. That is much more
There's a
accurate.
difference between 4 and 8.
Just seems to. Okay, meet us at the west entrance.
You'd be in 4. Because that's where the market
Okay.
is.
I did say all of that out loud.
A couple people are giving me weird looks.
Including the person selling the cinnamon
Were
rolls.
you in there already, in the bakery? Or
I
were
was
you-
like walking into the bakery.
He said, well, as you're saying, the
Luke's bakery.
he's just kind of staring at you.
Do you have cinnamon buns?
Yes, ma'am.
I have 4.
Yes, ma'am. That will be 2 silver.
Okay.
Cinnamon's just really expensive in
Wow.
this city.
That's also very possible. You're right.
Trades.
Spices.
Haven't quite decided all the trades yet.
I ain't got cinnamon.
Don't really need to. You can.
If
Yeah.
it ain't
Oh, I made
gold, it ain't rim.
some little decision. He goes and he gets you the 4 cinnamon buns. Because he comes out and he has kind of like this, kind of just like a really thin wood board, and says, "On the board," or and he gestures to some towels. Says, "In a towel,"
In a towel.
because they're like.
In a
Yeah.
towel.
That's definitely worth like.
3 cows.
He puts it in the towel, or puts them all in a towel and kind of folds it up into with this icing facing thing. Anyway, then he hands it to you, and off to the cathedral. You guys are definitely ready to get.
While we're loitering outside the.
I'm inspecting the grounds.
So on the ground, so it looks like just outside of the cathedral. If we look back at, you guys are already viewers, but for those of you who are
Oh.
looking at this one on the inside there, the cathedral would take up most of that, and it would just kind of be like a large cement area around the outside of it, with occasional plants. Like it's mostly just a huge building in the center, a large pathway outside, probably like 50 feet wide all the way around it, and then at each of the walls where it's flat, there's.
So I'm looking at the plants, but I'm trying to actually look at the building more. But I'm faking looking at the plants.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's probably just well, it's hard to say because it's definitely dome shaped, or technically an octagon, but
But it's got a dome.
Yeah, you see a lot of the architectural style does have actually it looks as if there's a giant octopus that's on the top of it. It's like structured into it, kind of chiseled.
Is that the dome is its head?
Yeah.
Nice.
And then there's actually, of the 8 arms, they kind of come down at each of the corners.
I love it. Octopus are really cool. It's really.
It appears that this structure must be older than the establishment of the company.
Hey, the play had the octopus.
Or sorry,
with
did
the
I
angel.
say this is newer than? Say,
Oh,
I said. Sorry, it appears that the structure would be newer than the family set. So
Okay.
Gotcha.
I think I said older.
Okay.
I'm glad I caught.
Otherwise, it would have been canon. There's no way to take that back.
Nope, can't take back canon.
I think I recognized the guard in the town earlier.
Okay, no, we. What do you mean recognized?
Just a guy that I.
Like one of the people let us in? Like.
No, there was a guard at the post office, and just I know I've seen him before, but I can't put my finger on when.
They all look the same to me. They got the same uniforms. Whether it's red or blue is the only difference I can really tell.
This guy was. I think it's safe to say he was red, right? And he was an elf. Or at least he had elfin feet.
They're not common in this place, are they? I do a quick look at all the guards in this courtyard.
Out of the 8 or so you can see, none of them are elven.
Okay, that is weird. So why do you think you recognize them?
There is one, but in general, you have generally seen humans.
Oh, yeah.
as guards.
That's what I was thinking. I'm like, do a quick count. Okay. Can't be that oblivious, right?
I don't know. I'm worried that he might have recognized me. Or that I should remember where I recognize.
Who recognized you?
He just got here.
I fill you in.
I give you your cinnamon bun.
I fill you in around mouthfuls of cinnamon bun.
I also give you one.
I saw this guy.
Are there benches around this place?
A couple places to sit. It actually looks like along the walls themselves.
That's what
There's kind of stone benches built in to much of the outside wall, which is yes, there are some. It looks like the buildings in cathedral.
Oh yeah.
Just
It's beautiful.
Just putting that out there. There's other people walking.
Yeah. I'm admiring the whole idea of it.
A lot of the glass is tinted a darker. Well, it's tinted with kind of black ink, like it might. I mean, don't know. It looks like it's meant to look like the dye.
Does it look like there's like something suspended in glass, or is it like a stained glass?
Most of them look like they're stained glass. Some of them look like look like they dripped a big, like a shot of ink from a vial into it and made a swirl. That's in other places.
How tall is this cathedral?
It's hard to say. At least. Approaching 40, maybe.
Okay.
And we know for sure that there are 2 floors above ground at least.
Mm-hmm.
1 plus catacomb.
Yes.
That we talked about.
So the catacombs are in most of them, but
Mhm.
or like almost any cathedral, just so you guys know, most
Yeah.
cathedrals have some sort of catacomb set up. Typically they just have that's just typically okay, so but just FYI, I don't think I ever specifically.
Well, breaking up lies.
Well,
But I should just.
but you know, you want to be subtle in getting in. Big deal.
We should talk about your elf friendly.
Okay.
Not here.
I mean, we don't have to talk out loud.
That's true. Talk out loud at all.
But 3 people sitting silently and staring at a cathedral might come across as...
Depends on the way you're staring, I guess.
I want to go to the entrance to the cathedral after we chit chat for a bit.
As you leave, I just like reach up and just like tap your ear.
I don't flinch.
And then,
How's your going?
eyes see?
yeah. I definitely gotta whisper it into your mind. What do your human eyes see?
Walking in,
Taking the hobbits.
it,
Isengard.
You'd like to describe it for me or get me a ball?
okay. So walking in, you do see that there's a very long hallway that goes towards. You see a statue at the very end of the hallway, and it looks like 2 windows that are up a little. Are you going in, or just walking to?
If I can go in, I will.
Okay. So you walk in. When you get to the windows, you see that there's actually there's 4 people inside each of the windows on each side of you. And as you get there, there's one window, or there's one, looks like a guard at each of the windows at you. And one of them says, "Need something, sir?"
Do you offer tours? Or in general, I'm not from here, and I would love to see the beautiful architecture.
You're welcome to see the common room. You're welcome to go into the cathedral proper. Past that, not typically.
Right.
Any matter of state business or church business you need to attend to?
Not right now. But
Okay.
if I do I just come back and talk to you?
Talk to me, talk to him, go to an official state, in a state building. It'll work either way. We can either help you or direct you to the right place.
And then I assume those rooms you said there'll be doors open and everything else will just be closed.
Yeah, he gestures, he says, "Go this way. You'll see lots of benches. You can go to the right or the left. Either way will get you to the entrance to the proper, or to the cathedral proper.
Nice.
Privies are open to the public." And he kind of leans back and says, "Anything else? Come get me or him," and points across the hallway.
Nice. I just start walking in.
Cool. Yeah, you walk in. There's a lot of paintings that are in that next waiting area, as well as that very large statue. And then you see a guard standing. Well, he's actually sitting in benches there, and just kind of is keeping an eye.
I'm doing the subconscious or like quiet in my head, like counting my steps, like measuring it basically.
Yeah. You see a bunch of doors fit on the wall. There was a door that you passed right before you got into the common area.
Where would it? Can you motion like where?
Yeah. So if you walked in here, those are the windows.
Okay.
And then there's those doors. right
Okay.
there.
Okay.
And then you see a bunch of doors walls behind you when you got into.
Choose the left. Go in the-
So you go into here, go into the left. Walking in this room, you see the light is actually while after. But there's a large stained glass window behind this area here that goes from floor to ceiling, pretty much. And then, sorry, let me look at one thing. Got confirmed. Yeah. And you see that it just the whole place is open. This spot's at least 20 feet, if not 25 or so feet tall, in this room specifically. And you can see on each side there's looks like there's one set of raised seating on and right. Very ornate seating up and left 10, 15 up off the ground up there. And then you just see a lot of different pews, and the whole place is decorated with. And I mean that the walls are painted.
Okay.
Not.
It's not like paintings mounted,
Yeah.
but like
There were
murals.
paintings mounted before.
Okay.
There is a guard.
I'm going to. I don't know what's in a scholar's pack, but I might, if it has a sketchbook, I might pull that out. Try to draw the big stained glass window, like how it looks. I don't know if there's a sketch pad.
No worries.
I don't know what's in this.
I don't know.
I just keep flipping.
You look for.
I'm in the right area, but yeah, you can go ahead with what you're doing.
You're outside. Are you asking me any questions?
I would kind of like to make contact with some local animals.
Oh, would you?
I would. I would very much like to do that. But I don't know. Player, don't know what the situation is. Would a place like this encourage cats to keep rats to a bare minimum, or would they have some kind of a magical solution to that?
This area likely is tolerant of cats, regardless of pests. They might have some sort of magical means in some places, but it doesn't seem like it's a courage. Because you've seen quite a few.
Yeah. Would they keep? Would they keep cats? So.
They, you haven't seen any in the cathedral before.
Yeah. That makes sense. Well, I need to think of kinds of questions to ask him.
Makes sense. Are you just hanging out on the bench, enjoying the views still?
I probably found my fourth cinnamon roll away and put it in the bag.
Cool.
And then I probably will go.
Yeah, so a little while later you walk in. The guard, when you walk in, just you hear it. You need anything, miss? Alright, well, visiting. And he kind of leans back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I do not have a sketch.
I look at the statue.
It is a very large statue. It depicts what you've come to you recognize as they. You've heard rumors that this is just the most prevalent version, but this is Antelian. A very nice statue. Very well done. Okay, so. Mhm.
So I'm just trying to.
I can see stairs.
So there's stairs that go down kind of around and under. But what were you doing?
So I'm doing like a little sketchbook on a piece of parchment where it's like a very, because I only have ink.
Yeah,
I don't have
yeah,
charcoal or anything, so it's like very specific lines, and then I'm writing notes about it, and then I'm just like BSing them about like, well, this symbolizes blah 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 blah, and as I'm just like counting the room and.
People can only talk to you if you write them first. Is that right?
In my book, yes. But he can talk to me through his shadowy bug.
Yeah.
Ooh. I mean, gotta start somewhere. I'm gonna go see if there are any cats in any alleys.
So you would need to leave the center cathedral area. Which area or which options do you?
I would go to the one facing the entrance, so somewhere like directly west.
4 or 5.
Yeah.
So 5 is the general trade and some things, and 5 is kind of more of nice housing.
I'm gonna go into 4 then. Before I leave, I'm gonna just send you a quick ping. I'm going to see if I can get some information from the 4-leggers. And you might need to use your book to.
I'm not. We don't have your name written.
Oh gosh, dang it!
But if Talia goes with you, I can contact her.
Oh, feel free to invite her. I forgot to give her a.
Wait, she's not with you?
No, she just walked in. She should be there soon.
Okay.
So you were standing at the statue.
Yep.
Are you just going to stay there for a little bit?
Are the stairs blocked off?
They're not blocked off, but the guard is still watching.
You first. Go ahead.
Actually, I do have a question.
So sorry, really quick. The guard that's watching you is one sitting down in this
One of the benches
in
by
the
the
bench
statue.
by the stairs, right here. The one who talked to you originally was in one.
Nice. Okay.
So you could say that if you wanted, but it wouldn't be the same person.
Right.
Can I ask you a question?
The guard who is sitting watching, not like that at all. He just says, "Well, yes, miss."
I'm not from around here. I'm here for the festival. What's down there? Am I allowed to go down?
No, not allowed down there, miss. I'm afraid that's where they're taking care of the dead bodies.
Oh. Alright, I don't.
I don't like going down there either.
Wise man.
He just shrugs.
Walk around and go.
Cool. You go in, you see him sitting on one of the beds, and you do see that there's murals all over the walls. It's about 5 or so feet tall in there, and there's like right above. Make a clear picture. Right above. And I am aware that watching this.
How far away?
Pretty far. I don't remember. Before we stop, or I'd probably just tell you, I can wait until she comes here.
Yeah.
Or, you know.
I'm gonna walk up to you. It's like, hey, Furious is gonna go talk to some four-leggers. Go help him out. Better. Or would you rather stay here and I'll go with him? Cats, dogs.
I'll go visit the four-leggers. Bye.
I pass you my parchment with my very badly drawn whatever pictures. There.
Thanks.
Get in my bag.
Not too long later, Paxton, you're approached.
Hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Talia. Have you already been a crow today? I look up into the trees.
Yeah.
Okay. When you change into a crow, can you talk to other birds and stuff? Can you talk to them anyway? Like when you're in a person form?
I mean, like, I think I understand them, but I can't tell them stuff.
Right, unless they...
And it's hard to
unless
make
they
the right
speak our-
noises with the...
No, that's... Okay.
She's
Sounds
absolutely
good.
right.
Hmm. Well...
This mouth is different.
It doesn't. Right.
It doesn't. It really
That makes a lot of
doesn't.
She makes almost a pitch perfect like sound of a bird. It's like it doesn't. Right. You're like,
Like, yeah, that's absolutely the wrong.
It is.
I have to cast a spell before I can do anything. So,
Perfect. So you're looking for.
yeah, I think I'm gonna go look for a cat. You like me to roll for that?
Do it.
Oh man, I'm so bad at things.
It's the thing.
You can assist him.
Oh, I'll assist.
Oh, that's a good idea. Let's see. Will that be something like investigation
Yeah.
or survival
Animal handling will
or
be it.
animal handling?
You could do survival or
Okay.
one or the other.
Mine are the same, so I will let
May I have a
you...
die for a getting helped?
Yay!
Because that's a fun tradition to do.
I think so.
Come on, baby.
Big money.
Well, you may have made a difference. That's a total of 15.
You are able to find a cat, and it looks. I mean, to describe it, it looks like it's kind of a tabby.
Mm-hmm.
That's well fed.
Oh, that's good.
Ah.
I crouch down. Oh wait, I need to double check what components that. Just because it's fun. Like I like describing. Not unless. Components, verbal and somatic. So I crouch down and go, and I learn to speak cat.
sometimes
For
the
the
darkness back.
And I say, "Hey, friend, have some time to talk?"
And the cat kind of like does a little roll thing like cats do and looks at you and says, "What happened to the..."
Would you like me to continue to? Because I can.
You see it doing its little stretches for a second and says, "No, this is fine." What was your question?
Can we see the cathedral from here?
You can see it.
Okay. I point over there, and I also turn it so that my eyes are pointing at it because non-dogs have a hard time understanding points sometimes, and even dogs a lot of the time.
You wanted this, right?
And I say, do you know anyone who's ever gone inside of there? Any other four-leggers or maybe winged friends?
It's looking at the cathedral and it says, Not many winged friends. Tasty. Ooh. Kinda. You didn't hear it.
You just hear us going.
Probably like sitting on the sitting trying to get it to sit in my lap so I can since I'm definitely too big for it to eat.
And it says, other cats on occasion through the second.
Really?
And purrs a little bit and then lays down and it says, is that all?
Can you point me to where I can find one of these cats who's been in there?
It purrs a little bit and says, you're looking.
Oh!
Got him.
Me too. I need to buy this cat some food, except he's already very well fed.
Does he want some cinnamon bun?
She wants to know if you want to try some cinnamon bun.
No.
Well, I and some of my friends who are considerably less athletic than you are interested in getting in there. There are some places that the guards don't want us to go. And I was wondering if you'd be willing to show us how.
What's your offer?
Oh boy. That depends on what your preference is. You like fish more than rodents?
When you said fish, it hurt.
I can bring you, let's say, how much do fish cost? I can
Do
bring
you ask my character?
Yeah, I shoot you a message really quickly. How much do fish cost around
Do
here?
I remember how much fish costs here?
That's up to you.
Did I go to that really crappy part of town? I say a number that's like twice what it would normally be, because we've only been in the nice bougie part of towns.
He's up in the gold coin.
I'm like, I saw a couple of these on the menus.
The place you guys were at the longest was the office.
Yeah,
True.
yeah. So
Well,
I quote
what about at the crappy bar where did they serve any
Where
we got
oysters there?
Nasty oyster.
The oyster shots were really cheap, so using that as a basic assumption, probably in the
I figure I
operating
can
section.
afford them. I can bring you 2 or 3 nice plump fish every day. Let's see, I can bring you some tonight, and I can bring you some tomorrow, and maybe even the next day.
Starts purring when you said 1, then 2, and just louder and louder. The more days you said. And it stands up and it rubs up against your legs a little bit and says, how do I know this offering stand? Do I show now? Page 2.
What if you meet me, or I grab my bag, I go through it. I probably have some fried meat, right? I say, this is not part of a payment, but this is for talking to me now. It might be okay, but if you meet me when, let me see, quick math, when the shadow of that tree touches this rock right here in an hour, I will come back with, we'll start with just 1 fish. And then tomorrow I can bring you 2. Is that acceptable? And when I bring you the 1 fish, then you can
Hers and said, Your offer is accepted. One condition. Your window. Can't get windows.
I quick message to you. You think you can open a window? Mm-hmm.
You don't see any windows that you can open.
No. I'll look into it. I do not know.
No significant. I might be able to get enough information at either way. I'll see what I can do. Is there one particular window that is often left open?
There's one on the side.
Does Cat just know
Directions?
times and directions?
Trying to decide how this spell works too. Does it just interpret what it says?
Right.
Or does it have a cat language that you're understanding?
Right.
Always. Hint? Or is it
If you like,
truly
I can
understanding?
read the exact wording.
Really quick, because I think it's also supposed to use their intelligence, but this cat's apparently.
Also, you guys, I forgot to invite you to dinner. Like, yes.
So you were saying that out of character for a second. Sorry. I was like, kind of weird on a stream.
So let's see.
Do you say that to him right now as he's talking to the cat?
Yeah.
So
Oh
what,
my
what
gosh,
do you
I
think?
forgot to invite
I
you.
forgot.
We can go to dinner.
And now,
Probably.
now I'm like sitting there like,
So now I have an appointment with the cat and with you for dinner, and also with some people that I want to try to convince to.
You're a busy man.
I'm so busy today. So the spell says you gain the ability to comprehend and verbally communicate with beasts for the duration.
I'm going to assume then that it's the end.
Okay.
So it says something and you just understand what it's saying. So
Mhm.
you hear that it's
Gotcha. Okay. I sent to you. He says that the window that is most often open is on the second floor on the north side.
I'm gonna go outside.
Go check that whether.
you go outside, kind of you go around and you do see that there's a window open on it.
I'll let you know it's open right now.
Okay.
With no promises later.
Sounds good.
It's like I don't know what would trigger it to open. But
So it looks like the window opens. What you see is the window's open kind of like out, like kind of a half window. And there's wood where it kind of like pulls it out, and it's just
not enough for a human to fit.
all human.
Hopefully.
Oh.
Maybe a halfling. A halfling more likely than a human.
or a crow.
Or a hook. That doesn't work in this.
Or a cat.
Sounds good.
Did I climb up?
Is there anything more?
I don't think so. I say I'm going to go get your fish now. I will see you soon. Stand up. Because I was like crouched the whole time, so I like stand up and like loosen my knees a little bit.
I stand up and dust off.
I say to you, he really likes fish, so maybe if you get him some fish treat, and he'll let you scrape.
Oh. Do you want to have dinner in
Frame?
Probably about
3 hours?
I think I can fit that into my schedule. I'm gonna go buy fish.
Okay.
I say out loud to you and in your mind.
What's your plan?
Now I have to go talk to Vincent.
Cool.
Yeah.
I'll be back here in a little under an hour. And I might walk off. And I can be off screen for a little bit.
And you go to Gray. You can get.
Yeah, I'm considering telling Bill and Psych, and he's like, we need this window open. I don't want to blow their cover for just a... Hopefully it just stays open. I'm just thinking, I'm in deep thought when you show up.
Wanna go to dinner? Hours?
Sure.
Dinner?
A window.
What?
Huh?
Okay.
If you look at the architecture, random words.
If you look at the architecture,
That's what he says, actually.
I say I just say
No.
random things, literally. I'm just I make it look like I'm talking to you about stuff, but it's
Do
just
you
nonsense.
know architecture, or is it just
Nope.
actual complete nonsense?
It's nonsense.
I am more and more confused as
You
he
see the
continues to speak.
stratosphere.
I even throw in halfling words because I'm you know that thing, but in halfling.
Like, kind of looking at him and then looking at the building and
you know, the stratosphere is entirely Rococo in La Mantequilla. And
Whatever. Needless to say, I would be happy to go to dinner. Is it something special?
Oh, one of my friends from when I was first a human invited me and said that I could bring people. I'm bringing you.
Fair enough.
And
I'm just gonna go report back to our friends. Just some of the details we have while we wait. I'm just gonna go leave a note
Are
at
you
our
a human
end.
too?
Yeah, I'm human.
You were going back to the cathedral. Are you going with him?
I'm going back to the inn.
Oh, that's
Drop
right.
off.
Sorry. You're going back to the inn. Are you going with him, or what do you do?
go with him.
Okay. We're gonna go to you, Paxton, for a second here. I mean, you can get fish. It's
Yeah.
just gonna cost to get you the 3 sized.
okay, sounds good. I will
in the
spend
cheap
that.
spot of town.
Okay, in that case, I come back to the spot and
How long are you guys going to be at the India?
I'm literally, if somebody's there, I'm gonna tell them. If they're not there, I'm just long enough to write a note. Be like,
Somebody is there. Xander is there and says, "Hey, I gotta tell you something.
okay.
I was told by my dad that you guys need to go. You guys need to go to the docks a little bit later tonight. I think he said at sunset." So he met with that contact of his in the cathedral. He said that he needed something to get done. My dad and I are working tonight, but Merrick said you guys could probably take care.
Sounds good.
And then he can help us. And he works in the cathedral. He knows things, but he said he needed a favor done.
Well, I'm good at doing a favor. I just write down some notes here's some information to pass on. See what Merrick can make of this. We're still trying to find out if this window works or not.
Boy, and mess. Okay.
Hey, what's your friend, or what's the friend's name, or where are we meeting him? Do you have a name?
You'll meet him on the You're meeting him on the east dock.
Okay.
You'll recognize. Or at least he should recognize.
Sounds good.
And then when he recognizes you, haven't you done this before? I don't know. My dad just said that you would recognize, or that you would figure it out. South Dock, sunset.
South Dock?
Whatever.
He pauses and glances around. East Dock. East Dock.
Thank you. You can just leave that note here. I can explain it later.
He looks extremely relieved. He says, "Okay," and he puts the note down.
And I just throw or I sign it real quick with like just initials or whatever. Like that way they know it's from me, not just random paper.
Gotcha.
Juggle.
Who drew the juggle?
One of my online friends.
Apparently not. We can take a break. We're taking a very brief break.
I'm very distracted too.
I didn't realize how far we had gone in the night until I looked like 2 minutes ago. We're taking a break.
Oh!
And we're back.
Hi.
Where we were just leaving off, you were getting back with the fishes. You had just finished talking with Xander. Were you going back to get to him?
Yeah. So, because I gotta go tell him we're doing a job. So I'll meet him. I'll meet up with you.
How well does your shadow bug speaking?
I don't have it written down. It's
Would he still be able to talk to you or no?
Tasha?
probably not. I think
Okay.
it's like 120 feet. I can grab a copy of Tasha's and look it up.
Not worried. We'll get it in between sessions.
Mhm.
But anyway,
Bro.
so yeah, you get back to the cat with the 3 fishes. That's or with 1 fish currently, right? It purrs and says, "Set down the offering."
Like, set it down. It's like wrapped in paper.
Yeah.
Or at all.
That one?
No.
It munchas for a little while. Probably eats about 1 whole half of fish and says, "Good for now. I'll show." And starts walking towards the.
1 mile.
Oh, dang, a mile. That's pretty far.
You
For a
still
number of hours
probably
equal
hear.
to.
Okay.
Or at least there's a good chance. Anyway,
Who knows how large cities are?
try looking into these things to memorize them. But
Especially-
sometimes scales really hard.
Especially like quasi-medieval cities. Like,
It's probably you might be at the range of it. Say, wanted to speak directly to him, but it's pretty close because I think this city's probably. The cat walks over to the location that it said told you before, and just kind of starts climbing up. You see very thin, like it's climbing on like bricks that are this wide, or in some spots it gets up a little bit higher, and then you actually see that one of the tentacles looks like it kind of goes up and around, and it onto that, and then back up onto that before it gets up to that second. So for the first 10 feet, it looks like it was pretty much luck. Like that whole first 10, 15. Once it got to the tentacle, but and then it jumped in.
should have sent him. Should have given him a brain bug. I could talk to him while doing that.
And now he's inside. So so now what?
But now I know. Means our breaking and entering experts might have.
We also have time.
And we,
How many we got?
And a monk.
and I'm good at jumping. With
We got 1
magic.
climbing potion.
And a neck bag.
Yeah, like
There's options.
we can find a way to set it up. But I'm
Size is probably the big.
Mm-hmm.
That's why we would need to set it up ahead of time.
Oh, of course. What is your plan for? Stand there for a little while longer?
Yeah, I think I'll just stand there for a little while longer. Or I'll like, is there like a tree that I can slouch against? Or a bench, I guess. You said there are benches.
Either.
I think I'm gonna sit on the ground back in the tree
Okay.
and kind of half close my eyes. All of this.
There's like a little, kind of like outside. There's plots like the in them, kind of in walkways. And by outside, I mean about a 5-foot square where there's dirt with a plant right in the middle. Because I'm not talking. Now, probably, how long are you sitting there? Or how long are you willing to sit?
I don't have any plans until it starts getting dark, so I'm willing to just for maybe half an hour.
Yeah, about 20 minutes in. A guard walks out with a cat in its arms and kind of tosses it lightly down. It is, in fact,
Okay.
it walks not to you, towards.
Yeah. And I couldn't understand him if he came back to talk to me at this point anyway. I have to recast the spell, which isn't that hard, but you have so many spells. It is a ritual. I think Ranger's a ritual.
Not natural.
Anyway.
Anyway, so yeah, you just it looks like one of the guards just went outside and then he walked over. Or you saw him walking that.
Okay.
Because it's through.
Yeah. I just... so. Regard to weeks. Reach. That would mean. Anyway, regardless. That means that there is a window of opportunity. Maybe.
I suppose just looked at him. That was the best part, is that he was like smiling at the camera, and you guys just both turned and looked at him. Like, not even with a bad face or anything, just like.
It's good stuff.
Oh, we're funny.
I'm funny.
Are you guys going back to the cathedral, or are you going straight to...
I gotta let him know that we're doing that.
I would have met him at the tree where he was meeting the cat. That was happening.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, sounds good. So yeah, you go back. Probably just after he actually left. You go back and there's a half-eaten fish on the ground. Right where he said he was going to meet.
And so you eat the other half.
And shortly after you guys get there, the cat walks up and starts eating the fish.
I'm gonna talk to him through my earbud if
Hey.
it's still active.
Where'd our friend go?
Looks up at you and
Oh, sorry, I was taking a cat nap. Friend. Where are you guys?
I have a cat.
Oh, in that case.
I reach down and start petting the cat.
it purrs while it's eating. You can't tell if it's because of the rubbins or if it's because of...
No, all the cats where I come from are a lot bigger.
Okay.
I don't know.
I don't cast this spell again.
Okay.
But I say, I'll bring you your breakfast tomorrow. Right here.
Anyways, we have a job.
Yes, we do. We have a big job.
I mean, they have some bard boy's name. Gray,
Xander,
Roll?
Baron Gray.
the Farron Grays. I want to say the Gray Herons, and I'm like, that's not right.
No.
The Farron Grays. Like, the Farron Grays have a job. We need to, they have an inside man, but he needs help with something. Are you busy at sunset? You were meeting, I know you were trying to meet with your,
I mean, I was gonna try to do some. I wanted to do some rabble rousing.
and I think we could, but I don't know exactly what this job is.
Am I gonna have to doubtfire this?
Also, we have dinner with my friend.
When is dinner?
Like an hour and a half.
Is it before? If it's before sunset.
It was 4 hours at noon. Yep.
It's 2 or 3 hours. Probably 2 hours. Is when you're meeting her friend for dinner.
Okay, I can do it. I will do the same thing I do in real life and commit to doing everything everyone wants me to do.
That sounds about right.
It sounds exhausting.
It is.
Just fine.
And it just doesn't stop until you die.
Hmm. Oh, I spelled it wrong. Sorry.
So unless there's anything else, should we just go to dinner, or is there something else you guys need to do first? And
That's fine.
I want to drop off my packet of fish
Okay.
someplace where it will be
Into an ice chest.
relatively well preserved. I assume there's some kind of an ice chest at
You
the
can find
end.
something.
And then find somebody to go cast gentle repose on my. Yeah.
That might be best done at the cathedral.
Excuse me, I need to go downstairs so that they can
I need some
preserve
gentle
my
repose.
fish. Please. They
Yeah,
have to
so
stay
did
good until
John.
tomorrow.
Oh my
I think other than that, we're good.
god. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Dinner.
Yeah, sounds good. Well, she starts leading you towards the tents. I'll let you go in. Lead them. Saying anything.
So, this is my friend Rena. She's really cool.
Okay.
Wait, aren't these the traveling people?
Yeah.
That like nobody likes?
Everybody likes them. What are you talking
Like
about?
I just hear all sorts of crap about them.
Well,
Those are
that-
wonderful.
that-
They
that
took me in.
Crap is all lies.
Hmm, that makes sense.
And we don't do that here.
That makes sense. Well, any friend of Talia's a friend of mine.
Yeah. Good.
Well, I hope every friend.
All friends are friends, except for when they're not.
Page 375.
Roll 43.
Okay.
Much better than 34. Moving on. I'm sorry, I'm so...
You guys get there. She sees you and just lights right up again. She says, "Oh, good, you made it just in time. I've got some things getting prepared here. I actually bought some roast for us over in the market, so we'll have enough roast for everyone. Go ahead and be a dear. Start cutting some carrots, please."
Okay. This is Vincent and Cirrus.
Vincent, Cirrus, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Rena.
Potatoes?
Yes?
Is that a question?
You said yes?
Yes.
Perfect. And she shoves some towards you. Start peeling those.
Instantly. Would you like me to roll sleight of hand for that? I'm gonna do some knife tricks.
Would you like to roll sleight of hand for that?
Yes, I would.
Okay.
I am very good at sleight of hand.
And she looks at you and says, celery?
What about it?
Can you cut some?
Oh, yes, I am a very poor chef, but cutting vegetables is
Or
hard.
she gestures and she says, "Here, I'll show you." And she just
13.
she takes the knife and starts cutting it, and size is just about that thick. And she
Okay.
says, "Just like that, just that size.
I'm pretty slow at it.
Be
but
consistent.
let's go
You're
on.
good. No worries. Take your time, dear."
I got a 13.
Yeah. No, I mean, pretty impressive
On
stuff.
my sleight of hand.
I on a scale of critical fail to no, just kidding. It's pretty good stuff. I mean, it's better than the average chef, but you know, maybe not a performing chef.
Want me to roll performance? No, I'm joking.
I don't want that one rolled.
No, I'm just.
She gets everyone cutting, working, and pauses and says, "All right, now, tell me, everyone, how did you meet?"
Funny story. And the question is, how much? I talked to you in my brain. It's like, did I tell her we're in prison together?
I don't know.
Is that something we do?
I broke them out of a place that they were stuck in.
Oh dear, where'd you break them out of?
What was the name of that town again?
Bloom something.
It was the basement of the sheriff of Bloom something.
Basement of the sheriff of Bloom something. Now, I haven't been to all the cities, but in small towns, the basement of the sheriff's is usually a holding place, isn't it?
Usually. I
Very
am.
frequently, in fact. As I do a couple more, like, I walk the knife across my fingers a little bit and almost cut myself and go back to just peeling.
Well, you seem like nice steers. I've always said that if you're quick to help with dinner, then you can't be bad boys. Well, or girls.
Oh, that's.
How would you like these potatoes chopped after they were peeled?
I can have you dice here.
I'm still on like celery thing number
How are the
3.
carrots come?
I mean, big old chunks, but they'd be chopped.
That's perfect. Now, you dear, you can cut 2 at a time with that same size just as quickly. Yeah.
Here, hand me some celery.
I'm done with my carrots, so I take some celery.
Here, hand me some more celery.
Yeah.
Now, are the 2 of you taking care of her?
Yes.
Good, good. Teaching her the ropes.
Yes.
Good. I know you've been around now for 5 years, but there's always more you can learn.
I learn something new every day.
Good.
The other day she learned how to go shopping. That was exciting.
Oh, it's so much.
I just have a grin on my face as I'm like concentrating super hard.
I'm just so glad, dear, that you have the money for shopping. That's good.
Yeah.
Nonsense. This. Oh, people, they're an interesting bunch. Shakes her head and says, "Well, go ahead, everyone. Put that in the pot. Put it in the pot. Come on."
All in the pot.
I had like the bottom part of the celery that's like still dirty, and I'm like,
Oh! Or I like stab it before it goes in.
oh, sorry.
We canceled that one. All right. Well,
Is she playing something? I don't know.
what am I?
You are kind of showing up. Like you are kind of showing up, and I press digitation like a knife dancing between my fingers. Like,
While you're just doing this.
yeah.
But the knife is doing all sorts of cool things.
Yes.
Like spit it on your fingertip.
I have one on each finger, and they're like just going through each other, and I'm like, oh, sorry, that does
On
not.
the thumb, just totally like sideways.
Like that doesn't make much logical sense, does it? It's good.
No.
Wow, a talented group that you found yourself with.
They're funny.
You know, I
I'm
can't
so glad to hear it.
cut celery, but I can do something.
He finishes up the cooking, or finishes putting it in, puts it in the pot and says, it'll just be a minute, maybe 30 minutes longer. The meat's been going for a bit, but the veggies need.
I like look at the angle of the sun.
We should have an hour left for our doc meeting.
Yeah.
Oh, am I keeping you?
No.
Okay, good. Well, if you need to, just let me know. And put these. I have some earthenware. I have some spare earthenware that I won't be able to take with me when I leave here anyway. So we can go ahead and give those to you.
I think we should be able to stay.
Okay.
Are there any chores that you need done while we wait?
Oh no, you've done enough here. Done enough here for sure.
How many people are in her group?
There's a lot of tents.
Nice.
You could probably say between 50 and 100 tents, or probably like 40 to 80 tents, but more than one person to a tent. And there's just little pockets of campfires here and there. And again, this is outside.
Oh,
But anyway, she says, "Tell me all about what I missed." Give me a summary here.
I just start telling embarrassing stories about Talia.
Perfect.
She still doesn't like water.
Almost killed me. Could have died.
But you didn't. He didn't kill you.
No, he did not.
He even offered to teach you how to swim.
Repeatedly. It's not that hard, I promise. When you don't have feathers, water is actually very nice. Are you saying that there's something that a duck can do that you can't?
No.
Are you saying that a duck might be smarter than you?
Ducks are dumb. Have you met a duck? Or tried to talk to one?
Actually, yes. Funny story about that. So there was this one time.
We're gonna pause here.
Yeah.
This goes on for the 30 minutes. Okay. She's giving all the best reactions to stories as any good audience would for your guys' banter. And then when everyone's getting close to finishing eating, she just says, "It's been so good to see you again, dear, and it's good to meet the two of you as well. I know that though you had time for dinner, it seems you're busy people."
Yes.
Unfortunately.
Well, please go and do what you need to do. If I have anything, and she gestures to some of the tables and things around her with general items, not like a store, but just like homey items. If there's anything you need that I can give you, please let me know. But please get going. I'm leaving tomorrow afternoon. We're actually going to be leaving the country. If you do see was it her good friend or was it her?
It was like her adopted daughter.
Okay.
She's like,
Well, if you do see my daughter, please let her know that we're leaving the country. No,
Sure. I'll let her know. I see her.
thank you. They're a little more kind there.
You know.
If you ever need to get in touch, I have a friend who would be able to find or to contact me magically. And we've been doing a lot of work with Talia. So you can write to my friend
Oh, that would be perfect.
and he can get in contact with me.
Okay, I will keep this. I feel like he looks slaying and stuff. He just kind of holds it a little closer and says, "I'll find a place."
Really good to see.
So nice to see you, darling. Again, if you are ever around, or if you happen to notice our tents, please come say hi.
I will. And be safe on the road. And I tell them about the weird wagon that was attacked by the flying creature. And what seemed like a very large.
Wow.
Be
Okay,
safe.
that is good to know. Thank you. And she just bids you farewell as you all leave,
Mm-hmm.
heading to the docks. Then
Hey, at least the docks are close to the bar.
Yeah, we can do 2 trips in one night.
technically really close to the bar you're going to.
Mm-hmm.
As we're walking to the docks, I'm asking, like, do you want me to do it tonight? Dress up like a guard? Looking for trouble, you think?
No, we probably want to save that for being like,
Yeah.
kind of, or like close to.
I'll probably just observe tonight later.
Yeah,
Like, I'll just be a patron. You know?
absolutely.
You guys get to the dock.
Mm-hmm.
East.
East dock.
East dock.
Yes.
East dock.
You see a man who is standing on the east, or sitting rather, at the end of the east dock, past lots of more boats. Just you don't see anyone else there except for the registrar who's taking information. But this guy's sitting except for that other guy who's sitting at the very edge of the dock.
Right here. Okay.
Walk in
Whatever.
between.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll stroll up and I'll go sit down next to this guy.
Perfect.
Unless he stands up before.
You sit down next to him and he kind of jumps a little bit and looks over. It's a kind of a small built balding man. Still has hair, but kind of
It's pretty receded.
looks at you and says, Rolf's friend?
Rolf's
friend?
Yes. Great friends.
Okay, good.
That
Sorry.
was my question. I didn't mean to scare you, sorry. Forgive me.
He looks over and the sun hasn't quite set yet. He said, sorry, I wasn't expecting you to be on time or early.
We're busy people.
He just shakes his head and says, I completely understand. I get it.
Unless being early causes a hamper, then we can come back, I guess, slightly later, but...
No, of course you're fine. I just was, I was still trying to think of the right way to ask him, say the things that I have here. Yeah, Rolf's was a good friend of mine. He, well, you know, he contacted me. Well, I work at the cathedral.
yes.
Says he needs something, and if he needs something in the cathedral, I assume it can't be good, but that Rolf's always getting into something. Okay, here's the thing. My brother recently left. My brother's an artist. He recently left not too long.
Okay.
He was supposed to be back a number of... Hoping to be back for the festival a couple days earlier than the festival, but
Oh no.
but he hasn't been back. He expected to be back at the latest for the festival. Now here we are the day after. Just getting a little bit worried.
Oh yeah. What kind of artist is he?
Oh, contemporary, of course. The classics, contemporaries.
You know,
Right.
art stuff.
I look at Sirius.
Well, do you know which roads he was traveling and where he went?
He was going to the capital,
And
he had a number of paintings. I think he had 5 of them.
you know what was on the painting?
Not all of them. He paints a lot.
Well, that's fair.
Well, like the ones that he was traveling.
And it's not like he would show you his paintings before he left.
No, I mean, he would have showed me the paintings at some point, but he paints all sorts of scenes from the same theme. It's hard to know which ones he might have taken with him to sell. It's hard to know which ones he still had, or which ones he was selling, which ones he'd already given away as gifts. He wasn't well known, you see, but they were good.
And the next question. Have you already tried to contact him magically? Through, like, the sending guilds?
The money for
How much do they cost?
Enough.
They can cost. I've heard rumors that they can cost 50 gold or more.
You're right.
They
Nobody
might
has
be
money.
cheaper than that too. I don't know, but it never. I don't have money to pay most mages, and I have very little faith power myself.
That is a lot of money for a simple spell.
I've only just been promoted to be an acolyte in the cathedral. Well, it's much better than being an acolyte. This cathedral is an amazing opportunity for me,
Oh yes.
but my brother's life is very important, and
Yes. Give me one moment. Step up. Step to the side.
of course.
And I pull out my book under Bill's name. I'm like, hey, do you still have those paintings?
You see it's just about nighttime, right?
Yeah.
You see a very quick and terse looking.
Oh, that would be a good place to call the episode, honestly.
We could right there.
No.
They gone.
We can end there then. if
I
that's
think
a good
that's
ending.
a good idea. I'm starting to get lower energy at this point.
Deal. Well, with that is the end of Roll for That tonight. We will be getting back up in 2 weeks. I don't think there should be any reason not to, but it could pop up. Yes, yeah, fingers crossed for sure. But it was a pleasure playing tonight, everyone. From this.
Love you.
Day, afternoon, morning.